Hi, everybody. Welcome to part 2 of Help Pre-Foreclosure Listing Agents Needed, an A to Z online webinar that was supposed to be done last night, but the questions were so hot and heavy, we carried it over into a second night. This is part 2. We're going to talk about conversations and conversions tonight, and we'll certainly do a lot of questions as well along the way, if this will work with me. As per yesterday, and for the new people on the call, my name's Lee Honish. I am the former head loss mitigator for IndyMac Bank C-Lock Division. 2007, I started to teach people how to do short sales. And then in 2010, I opened my own business and became one of the best marketers in the country on real estate. There, see, short version. There's also a lot of backstory about my really weird life and the things I've gone through to get here. And I recommend going and watching the video from yesterday. Why rehash it? It just makes me upset, to be perfectly honest. But I will talk about this because I didn't get to use it yesterday. Today, we're going to talk about conversion, and this goes into something I'd like to introduce to all of you with permission. I would love to introduce you to August 6, 2004's little bundle of joy, and the best thing I ever created that I had the smallest part in the world, if you want my opinion. I just finished being online and watching Black Widow with her. We had a Zoom conference call. She is my entire universe. She is turning 17. It is because of her that I understand everybody's why. Certainly she is my why, and she is the reason that I get up. She is the reason that I put my temper or my anger aside. It's the reason I changed my life. I wanted to be a better person for her. And over the last year, I have worked diligently on it because of her. She is everything in my universe. And I hope that you understand that for yourself, or you have something like that in your own life. When you are working with distressed people, you need to take that in fundamentally. And that's the reason I bring it up. Second of all, it's because of her that I created Monster Marketing in 2010. We're going to talk about it a little bit here. In 2010, I created a system, and there are lots of people on this call that have been a part of that system that I created in 2010. That I am extraordinarily proud of, that I built. I'm the only guy who can guarantee that I can get you face-to-face. That's the bottom line. But I target distressed homeowners. That's what I focused on. When I wrote the book, when I created the system, it landed me on everybody's news feed and all the exciting stuff and got me named all kinds of exciting things like an innovative realtor. What I'm most proud of are the number of people that I've helped. I say that now. If you had asked me then, I would not have said that then. It's because I have a different outlook on the world. If you don't understand that, you should go watch last night's video. You hear a lot about me that I used to never talk about. So for those of you on the call that are listening for the first time, how do you join Home Advocates and be a part of? Because this is the only time we're really going to talk about it. You can be an EXP agent with us. You can sign up. It's $180 some odd, and you just fill out an online form and you become an agent with us. We provide leads. We do everything. I'm not here to talk about that. You can invest a one-time fee with no monthly fee. There are a couple of people who did that last night. That was very exciting. And I'm very proud of everybody who did do that. And I'm looking forward to, I gave them all bonuses for signing up and doing that last night. So I'm looking forward to doing that work for them. Or if you're an existing student, say like an Eric Borgia or an Alex Zukovich, or Donald Ross, as I'm just looking at the screen, you just upgrade. You don't have to. Monster still works. I built the website for you, but I built a brand new website. Now I provide leads. I've cut everything down. I actually almost finished filling out the contract for a new call center, even though I don't want to use a call center, for a completely automated system. And now, as we were talking about at the beginning of this call, return your leads back to me, which is what I was talking to Doug Fleischman about at the beginning of this call, one of my coaching students. Send me the lead. I'll do the follow-up. I've already got the systems in place and we're ready to go. That's it. That's the end of the sales pitch. If you want to find out more during the course of this presentation, go to homeadvocates.io. Tonight, it's in full working order, which is horribly exciting. Or you can click on homeadvocates.academy, or you can look in one of the emails from last night. I'm sure there's a link. Just so you're aware of it, we have a 100% guarantee that we will get you face-to-face, or we will refund 100% of your investment. After your second transaction with us, right? If you refer a deal, if we help you with a loan mod or forbearance or a short sale, or we partner with you and help you get an investor, or we get a refi for your client, whatever it is. If we're involved in the transaction, after 2 deals like that, we give you back your money as well. We want to be in a partnership with all of our agents, and we're very excited to offer that. All right. Where we left off last night, tune in from last night. Yesterday, we discovered that 95% of all people in this world have the same problem. I have the same problem. You have the same problem. And it's the fear of being able to provide. Today, we're going to talk about conversion. And this really comes into play. Today, right? So yesterday, we talked about mindset. We talked about market awareness almost ad nauseum. I like it. I could spend 2 hours talking about market awareness and conditions. I had an opportunity to speak to a very big REO player in Las Vegas over the weekend, and she and I were the only ones who feel crazy right now. Nobody in real estate wants to talk about it. When I sent out these emails to get all of you back on the call tonight, I literally got 6 pieces of legitimate hate mail tonight. Hate mail, not stop, not unsubscribe, not you spamming son of a bitch. No, hate, where they took the time to write an entire page explaining to me that I'm dumb, that I don't know anything about this market. The market's not going to crash, which I never said the market was going to crash. On and on and on. If you're going to work in the world of distressed properties, especially right now, it's going to take 9 days before they start turning everything back on. You can't just turn the entire FICO and lending world back on overnight. I would imagine it would take a few weeks at the very least. My goal here is to get people involved before that happens, because I believe in branding. When you start to talk about marketing, right, for distressed properties, you got to do a web presence. You got to be able to walk it and talk it. That's what we talked about yesterday. You got to be able to do direct marketing. We talked about the home advocate / monster / advocate AMS system. If you're a former David person, we talked about that system and the changes that I've made that make it far more innovative today and way more effective. Tonight, we're going to talk about conversations and conversions. So I can only explain it this way before we move into this. There are 3 types of people when it comes to sales, okay? Those that are trusted, those that are liked, and those that are perceived as experts. As I said last night, I fall in the expert category, right? And because I fall into the expert category, I have to fundamentally accept that I have to move people don't like experts. What do you want me to say? I mean, I can try to spin this however you want, but the biggest thing that I've had working with real estate agents for the last 14 years is everybody wants to feel like they've swallowed all the information about distressed property, which isn't accurate. It's just simply not accurate. That is not what makes you good at this. Most of you have tried to work a probate. You can't swallow enough lawyers to be competent to do a probate transaction. The truth of distressed properties is this: it's a relationship business, okay? So the information I'm about to show you was written for people who are not experts at being conversationalists or being able to convert distressed property owners. I wrote specific scripts, and if you want to write them down, or you're going to go back and watch this and slow it down and turn it into something that you can use, God bless you. I'm trying to help 1 million homeowners, right? I'm still digging my way out of a ditch for a lifetime of being a banker. And trust me, I don't think 1 million is enough to actually clear my ledger. Wow, I was watching Black Widow tonight. I was going to go with the ledger line. Sorry, just for me. So, and we'll also discuss some follow-up and some follow-up sequencing, because Fleischman brought it up during the call. So let us move forward and talk about the first section of this whole thing, shall we? I wrote this so that you guys can completely understand what the working model is, right? So let's talk about the timeline to monetize. That's what everybody wants to know. From first point of contact, how long is it going to take before I actually get paid? So I spent 3 hours on this big bad boy. I know it doesn't look like much to you, but trust me when I say it, This is the definitive distressed property model. Up here to the right, just as we discussed last night, you have your three forms of marketing: referral based, or the walk it, talk it, as we talked about, right? Package, present, persuade, whatever you have to do to build the list. That's one funnel. The second is your direct marketing, which should be permission based, right? We talked about it. And the third should be a web based product, right? So those that signed up, I'm doing a squeeze page for you, and I'm doing a personal video just for you, and I'll put it online and I'll drop it in some cities for you. I'm happy to do it, and whatever leads that produces, I'll make sure that you get. Thanks for signing up. So those go in, right? And once they go in, they don't go out until they opt out or go to sale. So let us, am I not sharing the screen? Well, let's start right here then with sharing the screen. Thank you for somebody asking that question. Am I sharing? I am now. This is just like last night. Don't tell me this isn't just like last night all over again, man. This is just like last night. Actually, it kind of worked without the slides, right? Just looking at me. You didn't get to see the picture of Mackenzie, but whatever. Really good picture. The old CDP is resurrected. I think they will have a bunch of short sales. Yeah, I'll get into that. All right, so here's what you're looking at. All right, on the right upper corner is the referral direct web-based marketing, right? Those get dumped into your funnel. So the number one question I've gotten for 14 years of coaching real estate agents on distressed properties, right? The nearly 40 years of working with distressed properties. Here's my answer. At 31 days at 5 p.m., you're 30 days late and you are in default. Got it? Everybody feel free to write that term down because it's correct. Now, here's the next mind bender that nobody seems to want to accept. At 31 days at 5 p.m., you are actively in foreclosure. No, you're not. You're just late. Someone actually said that to me. You are actively in foreclosure at 31 days at 5 p.m. That's why you have to pay a late fee to bring it current. That's a reinstatement. It's a little tiny baby reinstatement, but it's a reinstatement. Does that make sense for everybody? So 31 days, 5 p.m., you're 30 days late. You are actively in foreclosure. You have defaulted on your loan. The game is afoot. That is where it starts. If I thought I could get effective 30-day lates, or any lates for that matter right now, I would probably use them, but that's not the point of this. So the question I get is, where should we start working the lead, and when should we give up on the lead? The answers are very simple. Let's start with, where do you start the lead? You start the lead wherever you can get the lead at. I tend to get them right after 3 months for my clients, right? So the general banking timeline is 31 days at 5 p.m., you're 30 days late, 61 at 5 p.m., you're 60 days late, 91 days at 5 p.m., you're 90 days late. You then start to move to be a charge off, right? They'll roll it over once. It's called a rolling 90. You're, a couple hundred FICO score points at that point for a couple rolling 90s and some late payments, like your FICO's going to hell. And it gets moved over so that a notice of default can be filed. Generally speaking, that's where most people jump in on the clock. I don't care where on the clock you jump in, okay? I don't think 31 is ideal because there's about a 50 to 75% cure ratio on 30-day lates, right? So where you really want to hit is the sweet spot, which is 91 days at 5 p.m. Ideally, if I could start the lead, the client, at 91 days at 5 p.m., that is where I would start it. That is not how it works out all the time. I have really good data these days. 91 days at 5 p.m. is where I would start. That's it. That's about as simple as I can make it for you. From there, how long do you hold on to that lead? Or, right? So you hold on to that lead until they tell you to go away or they go to sale. That's it. Otherwise, as you can see from this funnel, Your goal is to have a front door meeting where you're going to educate them. You're not there looking for a listing on the first appointment, right? Which sets up what I call the delivery and the action sequences. I call it delivery because it sounds better, but really it's I'm there to deliver an education the first time, and then I'm looking for an action every time I meet with them again. And if at any point they tell me that they are interested, they're going to do it themselves, I'm going to pick my rear end, or my favorite, I'm going to do nothing, I'm going to put them in a follow-up sequence. My follow-up sequence that I have for my clients is slide, broadcast, and email. Simple as that. And I just keep going and keep branding. That's it. That's why you're a home advocate. I can brand it in general. When they go on Google and type in home advocates, we're on page 1 of Google. Simple. It's about branding. I've gone to great lengths to do the branding on home advocates for this market. So use it, take advantage of it. It's 31 days at 5 p.m. So no matter what it is, Donald, it's always the 31st day at 5 p.m. So if it's July 31st, it would be July 31st at 5 p.m. Good question. Sorry, I digress. Does this make sense to everybody about this model, right? And I'm just going to keep either doing face-to-faces until they don't want to see me, or I'm going to kick it out into a follow-up system and stay top of mind until they're ready to take an action. Where most likely will they ask? Now, the question you should ask is, when will they ask for a dignified solution, right? Can I get assistance with a loan mod? Can I get assistance with a forbearance? Can I get assistance selling my house? That should be your question. And that can happen anywhere from your first meeting and 5 minutes before the house goes to sale. Okay, that's the world of distressed properties. That's all there is to it from this standpoint. The mistake everybody makes is looking for the listing. While selling their house and getting the equity out of the house is what's best for them, right? That is not your goal. It is not your job to tell them that. In fact, your job as an advocate, which is the way we teach our students, is to educate them and ask them for an action. When they say, I need to think about it, cool. Which way are you leaning, right? I'm thinking about doing a forbearance. Bring them back forbearance information. Ask them for an action. I need some more time. Is it okay if I follow up in a couple of days with you and come back and bring you some more information about loan mods and forbearances? And again, this is building credibility. It's multiple touches in the campaign. There's deep psychology to understanding how many touches a homeowner needs. Certainly a distressed homeowner, certainly somebody who's in fear of losing everything, including their family. You're just continuing to build that relationship. So the next set of slides were written by me. And the reason they were written by me is because up until a year ago, I didn't have any people skills. I still don't, right? So when I'm upset, instead of engaging people, I tend to shut down and barricade myself and hide myself from the world. Still do it. I am by nature actually a very shy person, probably because I've been bullied and beat up so much in my childhood. Yes, the fight photos are of me. That's why I took fighting. My point to all this is the slides I created were built for simplicity of something that I could do and not sound like an expert. There's no problem with me going to the door. I've shared this story many times. I'll share it with all of you. It is the last time I went to the front door. My very last time I went to the front door. After that, I got somebody who was likable and trustable. In fact, the reason we have a coach in this program who operates as a natural as like and trust is because I can't impart the expertise, but like I can do all the expert stuff. And what I've discovered is everybody wants to be an expert. You don't need to be an expert. Okay. What you need to be is somebody they can trust and rely on, not someone. I said it yesterday, an asshole. I said it at one of my events. I keep saying it. Experts are assholes. I was an asshole. Okay. When I'm a know-it-all, I'm an asshole. Nobody wants to be around me. It's irritating as hell. Okay? You don't want to be the guy who's right all the time. It's not a fun thing. I make it my business to try to know just about everything. And it's not a lot of fun unless you find someone being like that attractive. I don't think it is. So I work on it all the time. What you're about to see are the slides for this education delivery. Okay? Does everybody understand this model? You feed it, you go on appointments. When they say, I don't want to do it, I want to go in a different direction, I want to do something else. It's not about jamming it down their throat. It's not about quitting on the lead. You put it into a follow-up sequence. If I'm not doing it, do it yourself. Get a slide broadcast, get a MailChimp account, and set up the campaign. Got it? That's simple. All right? So let's talk about what Sherry wants to know about. You ready, Sherry? Got your pen and pad handy? It's very exciting. We're going to see if we can chase this all down. Here we go. Are there any questions there? I'm going to stop before I start going into the scripts. We get notice from you that they opt out of us. Decide how we can follow up with the homeowner and maybe knock on the door again. I don't ever recommend knocking on the door, Doug. And I, honest to God, don't believe that they'll opt out. It's a soft campaign that I run, right? Once a week. It's video content. Former banker explains loan mods type stuff. The likelihood of them opting out, I know this. I still have my list from when I lived in Walnut, from my previous life. I still have those lists. Nobody ever opted out of those slide broadcasts. It's because I built credibility on the phone, and I was always giving something when I talked on the phone, when I do a voice campaign, or I would do an email campaign, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? So do I know if they opt out? Yeah. I mean, I would. I mean, they're all in one giant bucket, and it'll tell me. MailChimp Constant Contact will tell you when somebody unsubscribes. No harm, no foul. Do I think you should go knock the door again? No, I don't. So I'm a diver, or I was a diver before the ear surgeries. And there's something they teach you when you're learning deep water rescue, that people who are drowning, right, it's better to wait until they're half dead. If you fight with someone who's drowning, the Red Cross teaches this. They don't recommend you going right in after them because it's very likely that they will drown you in the process. Homeowners are the same way. They are emotionally hurt. You're taking something fundamental away from them. I've hired psychologists to go through this. I've broken this down to its finite levels. The next series of slides is the most simplistic, straightforward thing I can do. Okay? Putting your own spin on it and building your own connectors are where you get to be you. But in regards to what do I want to see Doug or Donald or Eric do at the door, the next slides are what I want you to do. If at any point they say, I need to think about it, you ask to come back again. If they don't want you to come back again, ask them to follow up. That's simple. That's the reason I brought in Derek to teach conversion and connection techniques, right? We in real estate want to qualify. We want to know when you're going to sell. So when are you going to sell? Are you ready to sell yet? I mean, do you know somebody who's ready to sell? Obviously, you're not ready to sell. So when are you ready to sell? My point, it's ingrained and it's indoctrinated. I mean, it just is. I've been in real estate since the 80s. Don't let the youthful look fool you. It's always been like that. You know, now you get to use, automated online dialer systems. We used phone books and keypads. People would take bus rides into the middle of the desert and learn how to cold call out of a phone book. I mean, that's for real. You would pay money to go to an event, to get scripts, to open up a white pages and start dialing numbers and asking for listings. And if that doesn't sound archaic, wonder what the world was like before penicillin. Is everybody good to right here? Going once, going twice. All right, get out your pens, your pad, especially you, Sherry. Here we go. Let's move to the next section. So if you use direct marketing, if you're talking them up, I don't care how you get to meeting one. That's not the point of this. More than likely, you will be using my permission-based marketing and you will be using my monster marketing method, which is now called the Home Advocate System. And you will have a guaranteed appointment, right? So when you get there, your knock matters. Sorry, that's from the video yesterday. And if you didn't watch it, it's one of the funniest parts of that video. When you meet them, because it's a scheduled appointment, all you have to say is, hi, my name is Lee. I'm a homeowner advocate. Did you know you are actively in foreclosure? Are you aware? It's a question. Their answer doesn't matter. Yes, no, I don't care. It's the same as a FSBO. I think Marvin brought this up on one of the coaching calls. It's about the same as asking the FSBO question at the front door, right? Did you know you can make more with a real estate agent than you could by selling the house on your own? Same thing. Same thing. Hi, my name's Lieu. I'm a homeowner advocate. Did you know that you are actively in foreclosure? You want me to switch it up? You guys know expired, so this is what it would be for an expired. Hi, my name's Lee. Did you know that your listing is expired? Were you thinking of changing real estate agents? Is it possible that I could do a brand new BPO and show you what I can do? I have a drone. What's the difference here? It's the same, okay? This isn't me showing off that I'm an expert. This isn't me doing anything, but I'm gonna back my credibility up, right? Even if I was working an expired right here, right? I would show them a copy of the MLS and go, no, look, your listing expired today. I might be the first person to talk to you about it. The odds are really low because I think somebody would be there at 12:01 in the morning if it was an expired listing. But in the case of distressed properties, there are some variables that can occur here, and I will explain those. And let me know if anything that I'm explaining is, I'm saying it too quickly or it doesn't make sense. I'm explaining it as I know it, right? So, hi, my name's Lee. I'm a homeowner advocate. Did you know you are actively in foreclosure? And I hand them a copy of their notice of default for the sake of Jane Sanders, a copy of the list pendants, a copy of their notice of sale, okay? Any of those documents easily gotten from your title company or your escrow company or the county records. Hand it to them. That's your proof, okay? Now, generally speaking, there is only one curveball that can occur here that you cannot respond to, which is a husband or a wife who will look at you square in the face. And by the way, this has happened to me. I had no idea that our house was in foreclosure. The next question I asked this woman was, are you married? And does he take care of the bills? To which she said, yes, I need to call my husband. To which I said, okay, I'll reschedule. And I bolted out of there. I was a coward. I didn't want to see the outcome. And I'm the one who triggered that. That's very real. As I said before, I didn't finish the story. My very last door knocking was me going to the front door and winding up being a bank person. Somebody tried to give me a payment on their house, made me want to cry. Like, this woman was like visibly shaken talking to me. I didn't show up in a shirt and tie. I showed up in a pair of khakis and a black t-shirt. It's what I normally just wear all the time, right? So there you go. So when you go to the front door, your first line, hi, my name's Lee. I'm a homeowner advocate. Did you know you're actively in foreclosure? Here's a copy of your notice of default. Doesn't really matter what they say other than I had no idea and I'm married and I need to call my husband. That's a curveball. That's a legit out of left field, off the clanging fence, hit you in the head, curveball. When that happens, let them know you will reschedule and you will be happy to talk to them. I will call you back and I will reschedule at a later date. I believe you're going to probably have to talk to your loved one about this. The one that's most common, right, is the next line. I've got it handled. No variation. I've got it handled with the bank. I got it handled with an attorney. I got it handled with my mom. I've got it handled because I'm winning the lottery. Doesn't matter. I've got it handled covers a lot of space. Okay? Again, the next line is not the one line that is the only curveball is the very first one. I didn't know, right? Everything that happens beyond that, which is, yeah, I know I'm handling it. Yeah, I'm still thinking about what I want to do. Yeah, I want to sell my house. God, I'm glad you showed up. That's happened to me. All of these things it doesn't really matter. What's going to happen next after you deliver that information is, I'm a homeowner advocate. I'm just here to present you your alternatives to foreclosure. What's in it for you? Why are you here? I'm a homeowner advocate, and I'm here to present you with the alternatives to foreclosure. I am a neighbor of this neighborhood. I am trying to help 1 million homeowners. I work with homeowner advocates. This is our mission. I am not here for any other reason than to read 9 alternatives to foreclosure for you and help you make a formulated, a good informed decision, right? So here they are. We actually have these sheets, and I believe I sent you guys a download where you guys can actually get one of these. Came in the mail with yesterday's. I'll make sure that it's attached to today's copy as well. All right. So option number 1, homeowner, do nothing. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to do nothing. Well, okay, if you do nothing, then I guarantee something will happen. Title will transfer. People who do nothing lose their house. Okay, that's the bottom line. Somebody's going to sell that house. Either the bank will or that homeowner will. Option 2, pay off or refinance. Excuse me, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner. Do you have any money or are you making any income? No. Okay, that rules out payoff and refinance. What about reinstating the loan? Do you have enough to bring it current? Do you have a friend, a loved one, anybody who wants to help you get you back on your feet and help you get from underneath these payments? No. Okay, it takes out option number 3. Option number 4, a partial claim, right? Where you're actually adding an equity line or something to pay off the front line. And okay. Again, anything with money is going to require their ability to pay and show proof of income, which they can't. This is the one that seems to be making the rounds, and it's kind of bothering me. Deed in lieu of foreclosure. I've heard it a couple of times. I'm not a big fan of this. Again, much like the forbearance agreement, people don't seem to understand the impact of doing things. So I'm going to teach you all so you guys are all comfortable with this. I'm going to do a deed in lieu of foreclosure. The bank's going to give me a fistful of cash, and I'm going to swap keys for cash. Awesome. Did you know they're going to put... I froze, Jane? Am I frozen for the room? I don't feel like I'm frozen. Am I frozen? Or was it just you, Jane? I'm back now? No, it was just you, Jane. Sorry. Is this all making sense, Doug? Somebody be in charge of making sure that I'm staying lineal. I do go off topic. Am I still on track, Doug? Option 5, deed in lieu of foreclosure. Thank you, Jennifer. Deed in lieu of foreclosure, right? And you have a blue shirt. Yes, Doug. I have a blue shirt. Deed in lieu of foreclosure. Mr. and Mrs. Home. Yeah, I want a big fistful of cash and I'll give them my keys. Well, you have more equity in your house than what they're offering, but okay, let's get beyond that. You just want to flip them the keys back and you want to take a check and you want to ride off in the sunset. Is that what you want to do? Great. Did you know that's the same as a foreclosure on your credit? It could affect your employment and the ability for you to rent something in the future. Were you aware of that? Well, then I'll file bankruptcy, right? This seems to be the one everybody's afraid of. Bankruptcy. All right, let's cover bankruptcy, shall we? Is anybody on this call an attorney so we can get this over with quickly? Listen, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, while I'm a banker and I have lots of opinions on bankruptcy, and I'm a continuing education teacher on the topic of distressed properties. In fact, I'm probably the foremost leading authority on distressed properties in North America. I'm not an attorney, but I can safely tell you this. If you think filing bankruptcy is going to keep your house, I believe you need to consult an attorney who will tell you the truth. It's pretty much it. I'm going to do a loan modification. All right, we talked about this yesterday. Yeah, FHFA, there might be some new loan mods. They might do it. Great. We'd like to get you with homeowner advocates and let you talk to one of our experts, help you get packaged up. Would you like that? That's it. That was difficult. We're at a dignified solution already. Once they're in the loop and they take your advice or they take your help, it's a win-win. Option A, to forbearance. Again, if they decide they want to try for a forbearance, they haven't done it before, they haven't missed any payments, and they're still offering them after the first of the month, which I question, right? We can certainly assist them with that and get them packaged up correctly. Again, call homeowner advocates. I say this to anybody on the call. I have not been over the entire country yet. I am not doing 10,000 views of my videos yet. I'm telling this to all the first round people who are hearing my message wherever it is. If you need assistance with a distressed property, 833-969-4673. Simple. As we discussed yesterday, you should be walking around and talking to people and finding people who've missed payments. And you should probably be pretty disturbed to find out that there are more than you thought. Option 9 is sale. I work the 4 agreements, so I don't make assumptions. I know that there are people on this call who know how to sell a house. When they tell you at the first appointment that they want to sell their house, in my case, the last one that happened was showing up at the door for an appointment on our marketing, on the distress marketing system. And they said, "Oh my gosh, I'm glad you showed up. I was just getting ready to look up and find a real estate agent to sell my house." That happens. Whatever is said at the end of number 9, it doesn't matter. What I'm going to do next is what I call the $1 million closer. This was written by Nina Sabroso in 2010 at one of our masterminds. I'm giving it to you in this group. Step number 3. I just have one more question before I leave here today. I just want to know, what did the bank do to you? This is my favorite fun fact about people who are in distress. In fact, in life, people who are hurt, who have trauma, who feel that the world is against them, that people are screwing with them, that, okay, here's the truth. They're not. Nobody's really that important. I'm not that important. Don't take anything personally, right? The truth is that people who are in distress, who are in actual trauma, blame everybody else but themselves. I'll say that again. I'm not saying that the bank didn't do anything to him. I'm not saying that that person didn't try to hit you with a car. I'm not saying that your ex tried to do something awful to you and my ex tried to do something awful to me. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, what's your part, right? That would be the most ideal question here. But psychologically, they did it to me. The bank did it to me, especially when it comes to a missed payment. I actually hired a psychologist. Well, I didn't hire. Took him to dinner. And I posed this question to him and he goes, "It's a great question." He actually broke this down for a while and he goes, "This is a great question because people who are in distress, right, from PTSD all the way down, aren't taking ownership of their own personal demons, right? Same for homeowners. You missed the payment. What did the bank do to you? They'll give you an hour. That's how great this line is. They'll give you an hour of how the bank is doing this to them. That's it. I just want to create a relationship and I want to create time. Once that's done, it's follow-up or next appointment. Well, I'm thinking about doing a loan mom. Well, I think I'm going to wait. Well, I want to think about bankruptcy. Well, is it okay if I follow up with you in a couple of days and bring you some more information? And now we're into what I call the action, right? The delivery. This cycle can go on indefinitely. Step 1 of the second appointment, you're going to engage and deliver the information. Here's the information on loan mods you talked about. I actually talked to homeowner advocates, talked to our expert on staff, and he agreed that you should have this information. And hopefully it gives you an informed decision. These aren't scripts. These don't have to be really heavy. Step number 2, once you deliver that information, ask the big question. Yes, just like marriage. Okay. Keep asking until they marry you. And the big question is, will you sell your house? That's where everybody gets this wrong. Hey, are you ready to sell your house? Really? Are you ready to sell your house? Are you ready to sell your house? Are you ready to sell your house? It's crazy. Okay. While I may have proposed many times that way, little personal insight. The truth is you shouldn't do that, right? It's a dating process. You delivered information, you're building your credibility. So the big question is this: have you decided what you're gonna do? I think it would make marriage proposals easier, considering I've done that a few times. If you just walked up with a ring and go, have you decided what you want to do next? Yeah, I don't want to do the ring. Okay, cool. What do you want to do? I need some more information. Great. Let me get that information for you and let me set up that appointment. I'm just going to keep looping this until they turn around and they say, yeah, I'm going to do nothing. Yeah, I'm going to hire an attorney. Yeah, I'm going to work with the bank. Once they say they're going to take a definitive action, you're going to feed them one script only. I understand, and I hope that works out for you. I really hope whatever you decide to do really works. I just have one question before I leave. What's your plan B if that doesn't work out? Number one answer will blow your mind. I've been doing this one for a while. The number one answer is, I guess I'll do nothing and I'll stay here till they foreclose on me. That's the number one answer. So homeowners are all or nothing characters. If I don't get the loan mod, if I don't get the forbearance, if I don't get refinanced, if I don't get it reinstated, if I don't file bankruptcy, I'm just going to stay here until they foreclose on me. Doesn't matter how much equity is in their wall. Doesn't matter the logistics of the sentence they just said. Doesn't matter that it would give them control over their own lives. Their answer is, I would rather stay here until they throw me out. Number one answer for the last 14 years. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen, to be perfectly honest. Now, your job as an advocate is to see what they say, what their plan B is. And whatever they say, hey, great, I'm glad you're going to do the loan mod with the bank. Is it okay if I bring you some information? Know that you're still actively in foreclosure, so keep an eye on that. Is it all right if I come back and touch base? Is it all right if I follow up with you? Can I set another appointment to do this again and do it 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 again? Or am I just following up with you until this is the truth of how a funnel works for distressed properties? They will make their decision to sell when they make their decision to sell. Will I be getting listings immediately doing distressed properties? Will I be getting, this is the question I get all the time. Will I be getting listings at the door, or will I be getting listings 5 minutes before they go to sale? My answer is yes, you will. You'll get them both. And I can never tell you which one's going to be more or less than others. I have a metric crap ton. Word was shit ton. I just didn't use it. I have a lot of coaching students on here. What I am saying is very congruent to what's gone on for the last 14 years of coaching and teaching this to people. That's what happens. You just have to run the funnel. You just have to do this. Simple as that. So that's it for conversion. One last time, and I'll answer questions before I leave. I'm not in a hurry to jump off tonight. I'm not recording a podcast. For those of you that are late, there are 3 ways to join the program. You can become an EXP agent with us. Go to homeadvocates.io and send us a note. You can invest a one-time fee. For those that sign up tonight, I'm going to do it for 2 people who sign up tonight. Just 2. So if you waited from last night to tonight, I know a couple of you have. I will do that web funnel that I promised to people yesterday. So I'll do 2 more for people who sign up tonight. I will do basically a complete web funnel for you. I'll shoot a video, put it up on social media. I'll get your Facebook page up to speed and get you a squeeze page, all at my expense and on my time. It's a huge value. It is not included in the system. I just give the education on it. and it was part of yesterday's presentation. Go to homeadvocates.io, click on sign up now, go over to the Academy page. First 2 people who sign up will be getting some free personal marketing from me. If you're an existing student, you can upgrade. Simple as that. If not, you guys have a monster system that's tongue twister. There's a monster, the monster system and the AMS system are still there. If you didn't get the leak, let me know. Send me an email at lee@honish.io. As I said before, go to homeadvocates.io, click on sign up in it, get educated. It's a one-time fee of $19.97 if you want to stay with your brokerage, just like that. And you'll get some bonus marketing from me that is exclusive. And again, 100% guaranteed to get you face-to-face, or we will refund your money. We do a couple of deals with you, and we will refund whatever your investment is. That includes for the people that includes the people that join EXP. I think I'm including gas for you guys. All right. So we've covered all of these. This is the bonus for those of you who don't know. I'm going to shoot a video. I showed how to do this yesterday, right? Get it uploaded and shoot one of these little help people videos. I'll even make a really slick little logo. And yes, Jane, you did. There is a payment plan in one of the links that I offered, Christopher. You can do a one-time fee. Go to homeadvocates.io and click on sign up now. It's $19.97. Or you can do 6 payments of $500. And you'll get this video. I'll shoot it for you, Christopher. Hi, my name's Lee Honish. I'm a former banker. Hired. You already got it, Eric, for signing up last night. You're all good. You're actually going to get calls from Derek, and we're going to start doing your one-on-ones from last night. I explained all of this and how it goes up in my little wheel of how I plant it and how I plant it in Las Vegas groups, where I planted that one in Las Vegas groups. So that's the bonus from last night. All of you can go and take that action right now and sign up, homeadvocates.io. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to move this up here, and I'm going to answer questions till everybody's happy until I leave, or at least 2 people sign up, whichever comes first. Laura Smith, do you need me to verify the person who answers the door is in fact the homeowner, or no, because the NOD/NOS is public info? So me disclosing it to the homeowner opens the door is not violation of privacy. No such thing as privacy violation with a public document. However, I do ask, are you Mr. or Mrs. Smith, owner of this property? Smart play. You're an expert, Laura. I hope you're a very warm-hearted person. I am not a warm-hearted expert, but that's a very intelligent question, Laura, and that is the correct way to do it. Kudos to you for that question. Really, seriously, kudos for you. That is the correct way. Hi, are you Mr. and Mrs. Smith? You're welcome. Just don't, I've said it before. People like us, Laura, we don't want them to think we're asses because we're smart. Shh, don't tell the world, Laura. It's better to play dumb and be likable. I don't care what anybody says. Where are we? All right, let's start answering question from Eric. Yeah, you're in. Eric, you're all good to go. You're all good to go. Anybody else? Come on, ask some good questions. This is all you guys. But that is a really smart question, Laura. Very well played. Well played, young lady. Well played. Yeah, so you Mr. and Mrs. Smith of 1414, blah, blah, blah. Are you the owner of the property? Did you know you were actively in foreclosure? I don't really go that far with most people, Laura. Really good question. Kudos. Somebody just signed up and they're super excited. Well, who are you? I can only see half the name, I feel like. Christopher. Well, thank you, Christopher. Where are you located? Let's get into it a little deep. Did you like that, Eric? How was that presentation? By the way, Eric, the AMS and monster stuff is all still there for you guys. All of it. Are we going to get some postcard material that we can send out to the area homeowners? Jane, you kill me. Yeah, I updated all the old AMS and monster stuff. I knew that the people that want more coaching and the people that want me to do their leads and stuff, you can understand why I have the upgrade. But Inland Empire, awesome. I was stomping grounds, Chris. Can't wait to help you. But for somebody like Eric, who's a skilled veteran of the system, I upgraded it, I streamlined it, and you'll love it. Use a Google Voice number. Just capture the number. Somebody brought it up today. Just capture. Mary Jane Smith, I just signed up last night in Dallas, Texas. How's the market in Texas? Awesome for you. First of all, it's Dallas, Mary. First of all, I like your name, Mary Jane Smith. Great name. Is that the same as Mary Jane Parker? It is, isn't it? Did you get that in school? Can you tell I just watched Black Widow? Did I stop recording? I feel like I should stop recording.